I just hired
Oh, wait, here we go.
um a VA. She's been editing
Hey,
some of my videos. Good morning.
how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I am so good. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me this morning.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you kind of ended up into real estate, and then we'll go from there. Guys, I'm Carmen Tedder. I'm here with Jennifer Davis this morning, and she's graciously agreed to give us her wisdom on how she conducts her real estate business and hopefully how it can help you, all of you all. So go ahead, Jennifer.
Yeah, so my name's Jennifer Davis, and I am a realtor here at eXp. And I've been a realtor, I think, officially for 3 years, but I'm not sure that's where my real estate career started. I am a third generation realtor. I learned how to show houses with my grandmother before I was old enough to sit in the front seat of the car. She was a little local country real estate agent. Her name was B. Covington at Cross Plains Realty. And I really learned from watching her and my parents. Since my daddy is probably been in the auctioneer business probably about 30, at least 30 years. I remember when I was a kid riding around in a little blue Bronco, listening to him learn to do bid call and chance. I thought I was about ready to pull my hair out. And then my mom, I know it's crazy, right? And you know, the funny part is, I just signed up to go take my auctioneer's license. And
Awesome.
my daughter's 11, and she was like, "Would you shut up?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like we're going
Give
full
us,
circle here.
give us a little sample.
Yeah, exactly. But my family has been in the little state in the little county, Robertson County, since before Tennessee was a state. So when you put in all those things kind of together with the local history and the local real estate agent, it's like I really do real estate the old country way. It's like I always tell people I prefer the hood of the truck to sky slope any day. But thankfully, because I remember riding around and you would go and you'd have to find some old farmer or somebody, and they would sign their documents on the hood of the truck, and they might have
I've been
mud
there.
and
Yeah.
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 Um,
That is a nice way to do business. It's just, a personal, more of a personal feel. And I know that real estate is based on those relationships. So tell us where you live and how you obviously have roots there.
Yep. So I live north of Nashville, about 30 minutes north of Nashville, in a little town called Cross Plains. It's in Robertson County. And the area that I serve, I have a team that goes all over the state of Tennessee, but primarily I focus on anything from Nashville, south and east of Chattanooga, up Highway 111, and around the Cumberland Plateau.
Gotcha. So you've already told us that you kind of landed in real estate due to your family roots and that's kind of been passed down to you. What did you do prior to real estate?
Oh, well, I have had a sordid career. When I lived in Alaska for a while. When I was in Alaska, I sold distribution and transmission power equipment. And then I went to graduate school, and I had a little organic grocery store in Sandy, Oregon. Mostly either through volunteer or voluntold. I was just like, when I left here, I was like, I did not want to be in a room full of farmers. I was like over rural Tennessee. I was like most kids, I was ready to jump the fence. And ironically enough, when I got to Alaska, every time I would look up, I would find myself in a room full of farmers. I volunteered at the Alaska Farmers Market Coalition. I was on the board for a little while at the Alaska Farmland Trust. I was writing farm policy and land policy for different agricultural institutions. I was like, wait a minute. Everything that I didn't want to do, like when you're a kid, you're just like push, push, push. I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to. And ironically enough, that's what I did. My granddaddy told me one time that I was going to make it rabbit circle, and that I was going to go out into the world, and that I would find myself right back at home doing the things that I said I wasn't going to do. And at the time, I thought he was a crazy old man.
Mhm.
I still think he's a crazy old man, but he was right.
He was right.
He was right.
So, is eXp the first brokerage that you've worked with?
No, went with a franchise brokerage in Springfield when I first got my license.
Hmm.
It's a little local place on the square, and I was like, yeah, I knew some friends there. I thought I knew real estate. I mean, it's like, and I did know the old way of real estate, but I did not understand the way brokerages work, and I did not understand commission splits, and I did not understand the idea of a non-competing broker. So I landed myself at the beginning at one of those little local brokerages as a local franchise, and I lasted probably 3-4 months. And as soon as I figured out kind of what was going on and how many fees I was paying, and I didn't really feel like people were forthcoming with information. I would say, "What about this?" And they would kind of chuckle and then walk off. And it wasn't this open communication. The thing that I really like about being with eXp, I've never had anybody answer a question that I didn't feel like was like forthcoming and honest. It's like sometimes in real estate, it's like people can be mean and catty, and they think that you're going to take their business, and they're not like interested in sharing. And I really feed off of that like idea of true collaboration and when people work together. I tell people, like Las Vegas doesn't have one casino, it has like a whole line of casinos, and we all have something to gain. It's like we're better together. And if it's the little small town nitpicky, hen house kind of thing, I'm out. It's like you and I, like all my brokers, it's like that's why I say I have a team. I don't belong to a team per se, but if I have a referral to someone in Chattanooga or Knoxville or some other part of the state, it's like I have a very good working relationship with lots of people in our brokerage.
Right. And so that kind of leads me to your volunteer spirit. You're always ready to chip in and help out and contribute to the betterment of the brokerage. And you actually serve on the Agent Advisory Council. So tell us a little bit about what that means to you and how you enjoy giving back.
Well, I belong to the Agent Advisory Council, and I'm also a certified mentor. And I just believe in becoming more involved in like participating in our community. It's like people talk about community and community building, and they just kind of like little bumps on the log. They don't like want to do anything. And I really believe, like that if we're going to better our industry and we're going to better our company, like that idea of share and collaboration, and to be in a situation where we can have an open dialogue about what works and what doesn't work. Real estate is not a one size fits all. I primarily do more rural real estate, farms, off-grid land, country houses. It's like I don't really like to be in Davidson County. I don't really like to be in the city unless I'm doing some commercial things. And then I'll go to town. It's like I'll go to town to go to the store, but I don't want to live in town, and I don't want to run my business in town. And I think that we need to, participate and be in a community. A community, it might be a noun, but it's very much an action verb. It's like you can't say be a part of a community and then like do anything. It's like you actively need to be involved.
I love that. And I love that about you. And, you've always been eager to help whenever, the broker teams needed any assistance. You're always willing to jump in and do that. And you helped organize a picnic for us, which was amazing. And all the work that you did, that you put into that was incredible. So we thank you, and we're grateful that we have you here at eXp.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. It's like I really enjoy being at eXp, and I would just encourage people, like if you're thinking about changing brokerages, or if you're interested in learning about like anything about real estate, not just buying and selling houses or property, it's like you just want to know how it works. Pick up the phone and call, because I'm more than happy to like share my experiences.
Love that. So give us a little insight to like maybe newer agents, because you've only had your license for 3 years, but you're out there and you're hustling and you're closing deals. So what advice would you give to new agents to be able to just like get out of their comfort zone and get out there and do what they need to do?
Well, I would say, first of all, become comfortable, because you can't really talk about contracts or real estate or anything unless you are comfortable. So it's like, first of all, it's like get in your comfort zone and don't try to stretch yourself too thin. If you don't know, just go ask. Somebody's more than happy to tell you. And I would say if you can find a mentor that you can work with, that you feel like there's some equal exchange, it's like by all means, find a mentor that's like direct and to the point. I mentee like several people. I had a conference with somebody the other day, and he had all these ideas and all these papers and all these things, and he was going to start cold calling these listings. I was like, okay, go ahead and tell me who's on your list. And the first five people that he read off on his list, I knew personally. I was like, this is not going to work. I was like, this is not your sphere. This is not something that you're comfortable about. I said, and as soon as you call these people, they're just going to like eat your lunch because you're just cold calling with no information and no value. And everybody has their own unique take on the world. And it's like, whatever it is that you are, be more of it.
I love that. So that kind of is a common theme that comes up in these interviews is about most people have a niche.
Yeah,
like your
the
niche.
riches are in the niches.
Your riches are in the niches. I love that. So obviously your niche is rural properties, like you told us earlier. So, and I agree. I think that especially new agents want to sell everything, buy everything, talk to everybody, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point when you get a little experience under your belt, I do think it's advantageous to kind of find out what it is that you love about this business and focus on that instead of trying to do everything for everybody.
Yeah, and it's like, and you're not going to get rich. Like that instantaneous, it's like you're going to be on like the real estate agents of Atlanta or selling whatever. It's like that instantaneous like gratification that, oh, I'm a real estate agent, so now I'm just rolling in the money. That is total baloney. It's like, to be able to get to that point, it's like, I'm not saying you can't make a good living or whatever, but to be able to get to that point, it takes years and lots of hustle. Like you actually have to do the work.
Right. Yeah. I think there's a misconception too about how much work's actually involved in this profession.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels like a lot of busy work. Yesterday I sent out, I do like things like kind of old school. I do have a YouTube channel that's I Am From Tennessee, where I focus on like local businesses and local people. But I don't really do all of the AI and all of the like super high speed things, because it's like I'm really interested in building relationships with people, and relationships take time if you're going to have like a good connection with another human being. And for me, it's not always about money. It's like the money will come once your heart's in the right place.
I love that. So taking care of your clients, I do believe that has to supersede your desire to cash that paycheck.
Well,
Because people can see through that, and they know when you're genuinely invested in helping them, or when you're just seeing dollar signs.
Yep. And it's like, I don't. It's like, it's not, for me, it's not, the money's nice and we got to have money to keep a roof over our heads and all that thing. But like, it's not about the money per se. It's about the connections and having a lifestyle. I homeschool my daughter. So like when I'm doing work and stuff in the mornings, it's like I sit here and do my work. She sits here and does her work. And then we get out in the day and we enjoy, going and meeting new people and going on adventures and doing things. It's like, this is not a sit around the house kind of job. It's like, if you're going to do it, you got to get up and go do it. It's like, really, you got to like kill it and drag it home.
Mm-hmm. You've got so many cute little one-liners.
Yeah, right? Mark Twain. If I had like, it's like Mark Twain, I would have written you a shorter letter if I'd have had more time.
Well, Jennifer, I certainly appreciate you giving your time this morning. Is there anything else that you would like to leave us with before we adjourn for today?
No, but just my name's Jennifer Davis, and I'm, like I said, in Cross Plains, Tennessee. And if you're interested in becoming a realtor, you're interested in property, it's like, I don't know, you just need a new friend, you got a good biscuit recipe, give me a call.
I love it. All right, Jennifer, don't log out of here when I end the recording, but I certainly appreciate you, and I hope to see you again soon. And like I said, we're grateful to have you here at eXp.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.